My name's Alex Adelman. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called Lolli. We've created a Bitcoin rewards company that's making it easier for both consumers and merchants to get involved in the Bitcoin network through earning instead of investing. We started about 3.5 years ago. We have over 500,000 users, over 1,000 merchants on the platform, and people are loving it so far. How we're really giving back to open source. I think being a custodial company, we have to kind of balance what we can do to make it user-friendly, but also teach people about the principles of Bitcoin. So we do a lot of donating to Bitcoin devs, core devs. We contribute for design projects. And we're also, really trying to increase adoption and increase education. So teaching our users that, not your keys, not your coin is very important. When you're earning Bitcoin, we are holding that Bitcoin, and it's very important for people to understand that you need to be able to, if you really want to own your money, own your Bitcoin, you have to be able to transfer it off. So making that very easy has been an important step there. Yes, I think the biggest challenge is like education around Bitcoin. I think one thing gets talked about a lot in the mainstream media is just price. I know it seems like very basic, but when numbers go up, users go up, and attention gets drawn to Bitcoin. So over the last 3.5 years, Bitcoin has more than 10x'd. So that's been really good, I think, for all of us. It's brought a lot of attention to the space, and it's something. It's not the most fun to talk about because it's not. I think a lot of us are in it for the principles of Bitcoin. Not just the price, but price is good. The other thing, too, that we've really leaned heavily on is working with people with a lot of influence in the mainstream. Working with people like Serena Williams, Mr. Beast, Michelle Phan. These people have been unbelievable advocates in talking about Bitcoin, educating Bitcoin in these existing platforms. These people are massive on YouTube and Instagram. They reach hundreds of millions of people. And we can sit there all day, we can spend ads, but no one can influence the masses like people who already have existing influence. So we really try to just educate them or work with people who already get Bitcoin and say, hey, this is a tool that you can use to actually teach people about Bitcoin without having to get them to buy it. And so that's been incredibly successful in reaching millions of people.
Or how would you think about it, integrating those kind of new interaction points for Bitcoin into your product?
Yeah, so we're all startups and relatively small in comparison to the Coinbases of the world, the Cash Apps of the world, and I think there's clear challenges that we face of you can't solve every problem. We can't go international from day one, even though I'm sure we would all want to. Additionally. We kind of have to, balance, how much can you possibly do? You have to build a great team. You have to not run out of money as a startup, and then you also have to push forward with Bitcoin adoption. I guess the answer to the question is how do we make Bitcoin more accessible to everybody by not
the innovations as well, the new innovations
and pushing Bitcoin forward. I think that we've actually intentionally stayed away from payments because 2013 was I was building a payments company. That's when I first learned about Bitcoin. I took it to all these merchants in North America, and I got 3 criticisms of Bitcoin payments, and it was that remittance networks weren't set up. People did not want to pay with Bitcoin because it was going up and down at the time, and so. And so it was that really stayed in my head of is that the place that you actually can drive innovation? So when you look at our 1,000 partners, they're not really requesting, unfortunately, Bitcoin payments. We have, I think, less than 10 of our 1,100 merchant partners that even do Bitcoin payments. So I think what we're really focused on is driving the Bitcoin adoption on the consumer side, but also on the merchant side. And I think that in order to get sort of the Trojan horse in to drive Bitcoin adoption is to just make it easy for every single person to actually use it, interact with the Bitcoin network, and then drive the education. So you can't educate someone without their attention. And so you can scream from a mountain, but if no one's there to listen to you, it's really hard to teach people. So the first step, I think, is earning, and I think that's why what we're all really focused on. The next step, I think, is to drive forward the sort of the next phase into payments and other things.